Dr. MGR Educational and Research Institute, University, Madurai, Chennai. Dr. MGR Educational and Research Institute, University, Madurai, Chennai.
HR, the unofficial psychologist, event planner, peacemaker, lawyer, and teacher. With that being said, a very good afternoon to one and all present here. Myself, Ramya, Assistant Professor from the Department of Human Resource Management, shall be a host for the day. I extend a warm welcome to all the dignitaries and faculties of various institutions on the future of work, HR challenges and opportunities. I welcome our speaker for the day, Dr. Kalpana Gopalan, Indian Administrative Service, Additional Chief Secretary, Department of Youth Empowerment and Sports, Government of Karnataka, India, for this prestigious event. Before we commence, I would like to inform all the faculties and participants that the feedback and assessment form will be available in YouTube description box at the end of the session. You are requested to complete and submit the form before today 7 p.m. Later, the form will be deactivated. The age certificate for participation will be sent to register email within 3 working days. I now like to call upon Dr. Jayam, head of the department, to deliver the welcome address. Ma'am, please.
Good afternoon to one and all. If you want to fly up, give up everything that weighs you down. A very warm welcome to all on behalf of the Department of Human Resource Management, Dr. MGR Educational and Research Institute, University. Heartfelt thanks to our founder chancellor, Dr. A.C. Shanmugam, and to our Honorable President, Engineer A.C.S. Arun Kumar sir, for their never-ending motivation and support in conducting various programs. We would like to extend a special welcome to our eminent, multi-talented and versatile speaker, Dr. Kalpana Gopalan, IAS, Additional Chief Secretary, Department of Youth Empowerment and Sports, Government of Karnataka. She is a multi-talented person who has rendered enormous services and has won many awards for her hard and dedicated work. Besides being an IAS, she is a writer, blogger, and delivered many speeches in various academic fields. We feel proud and honored in welcoming you, ma'am. Hearty welcome and thank you so much for accepting our invitation and for your presence today, even in your busy schedule. Welcome, ma'am. Great leaders inspire greatness in others. Leaders are those who always empowers others. These words comes true for a wonderful and dynamic person who is none other than our Vice Chancellor, Dr. S. Geeta Lakshmi, ma'am, who always motivate and guide us in all the ways. Welcome and thank you for your presence, ma'am. Hearty welcome and thanks for gracing this occasion also, ma'am. Leaders instill in their people a hope for success and a belief in themselves. Positive leaders empower people to accomplish their goals. These words are very perfect for a wonderful person who is none other than our Dean, Dr. S. Manivannan, who always instill us, motivate and makes us to reach the goals. Welcome and thank you for your presence, sir. A cheerful welcome to all the participants from all over the world. It's my pleasure to welcome all the dignitaries, my colleagues, students, and technical support people. The past is in your head, and the future is in your hands. In the current scenario, the field of human resource management is also experiencing numerous pressure for change, shifts in the economy, globalization, domestic, diversity, and technology, which has created new demands for organizations and propelled the field in some completely new directions. However, we hope and believe that these challenges will also create numerous opportunities for the organization as a whole. The main aim of this webinar is to make us all understand how to utilize the available HR efficiently, learn how to develop and maintain work-life quality, how better to maintain relationship between management and employee, and many more. Hope this session will enrich all of us. Once again, I welcome you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam. I now request our respected Vice Chancellor, Dr. S. Geeta Lakshmi, Madam, to deliver the inaugural address. Over to you, Madam.
Thank you for inviting me on this occasion on behalf of the Human Resource Management Department. And really, I should thank Mr. Kalpana Gopalan, the Additional Chief Secretary of Karnataka, for being here with us. I know how bureaucrats works and how is the life, because I've been in the government service in all the administrative posts, and I know I was working with the IAS officers. I really, Madam, thank you for being here with us. With you've been a speaker, a blogger, and a writer, and a multi-talented person. And really, I really want to thank you being here. And once again, thank you. And being a doctor in the field, as a medical doctor in the field for the past 35 years, and also in the administrative service, being here as the Vice Chancellor of this well-renowned university, Dr. MGR Deemed University, I should thank our chairman, Mr. A.C. Shanmugam, the president, Mr. ACS Arun Kumar, for giving a free hand to all the departments to conduct many such programs with the persons, well-renowned persons like you. Thank you, Madam, for once again. And as far as I know, like the Human Resource Management Department has been doing well all these months during the COVID time. And it's all because of Dr. Manivannan and Jayam and her team who heads the department doing well. And still more, I want them to develop the department in various avenues, which is a very, as you know, like human resource management is very much challenging, and you should develop the flair for to work and also to excel and succeed in whatever hurdles which we come across when we work. And as far as I know, like you have to convey what you want, communicate you what you want, and convince and continue working without telling no to anyone. So always say yes and never look at time. That is what I should say. And time management, being a woman, particularly in this field, has to make time management both for family as well as to the profession. So all this adds to your lifting up in your profession. So I would wish this webinar program from the Department of Human Resource Management to be with the invited speaker, well-renowned speaker, Mrs. Kalpana Gopalan, to give her experience and also to tell the faculty as well as the students like how to what are the work has to be done during your profession as well as in the human resource. Thank you one and all for giving me the invite. And once again, I invite you, Madam. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam. I now request our Dean of Phase 2 Campus, Dr. S. Manivannan, to deliver the felicitation address. Over to you, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's my duty to thank our beloved President Engineer ACS Arun Kumar sir and our dynamic Vice Chancellor Dr. Geeta Lakshmi Madam. Thank you, Madam, for the encouragement towards all these kind of innovative programs. Personally, I wish to cite few words about the origin of this program. I am the follower of our chief guest, Dr. Kalpana Gopalan Madam, in the LinkedIn. When I have seen her postings in the LinkedIn, I was seeing her speech in few other institutions, and I have approached Madam for giving some sort of webinar to our beloved students. And of course, within a second, she has accepted our invitation. That's then immediately she gave her PA number and mobile mail ID. That's the immediate commencement of this kind of successful webinar. Thank you, Madam. Your simplicity is the greatest one. After that, then they have sent biodata. When I was reading that resume, Really, I came to know a lot about our beloved chief guest. She's the topper, gold medalist in UG, gold medal in PG, then IAS. About IAS, she stood 19th in the overall examination. Then about her PhD, she got her PhD from IIM Bangalore. It's a great thing, highly recommended thesis. In a decade, 2%, like that they have scrutinized. You will come to know all the things when we will be playing the introduction video about our beloved chief guest. So it's really a rare kind. After entering services also, she has concentrated much of her time in the education side. She is actually practicing visiting professor in abroad institutes also. Madam, I'm humbly telling you are a true role model for any student, any participant. Really great. It's a grateful for all the participants, of course, the organizers. I'm wholeheartedly thanking you for immediately accepting our invitation and being amongst us for delivering a great talk on HR challenges. It's really easy for anybody to work, but really hard to get work from others. You are doing it for the government side. It's a great thing, madam. We would love to hear from you. It's a great day. It's going to be a great day for all of us. Thank you, madam. Then I wish to, for a minute, I wish to congratulate the team behind the successful conduct of this webinar. Dr. Jain, head of the department, the HRM, and our team, Mrs. Vasanti, Miss Ramya, Miss Nivedita, of course, the technical support given by Miss Akshaya. It's a wonderful day. They made us to be proud about our department as well as university. With these few words, let me pay way for the beloved chief guest to hear for the very good topic. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. It's time to introduce our chief guest. I now request Ms. Akshaya to play the introduction video of eminent speaker.
Very good afternoon to one and all present here. It gives me immense pleasure in introducing our chief guest, Dr. Kalpana Gopalan, IAS, Additional Chief Secretary, Department of Youth Empowerment and Sports, Government of Karnataka, India. Dr. Kalpana's education. Dr. Kalpana is a gold medalist and university topper in her undergraduate and master's degree. She secured the 19th rank in the All India Combined Civil Service Examination. She honed her research skills with a doctorate and master's in public policy from IIM Bangalore, and she was rated among the top 2% of doctoral candidates in the past decade for her research on infrastructure public-private partnerships. Her work experience. Her 33-year work experience in the Indian Administrative Service spans land administration, urban management, public distribution system, sports, rural development, youth, training, and education. A hybrid leader with a unique mix of public service, business school, and academic credentials, Kalpana combines a unique mix of academic and practical experience and works collaboratively across the private, public, and not-for-profit sectors. She is now the Additional Chief Secretary, Department of Youth Empowerment and Sports, Government of Karnataka. Her research experience. Dr. Kalpana was a visiting fellow at McGill and Concordia Universities of Canada. She was a EU fellow in the University of Salerno in Italy. She was a Chevening Gurukul Scholar in the Institute of Development Studies, United Kingdom. She was a Maxwell Public Policy Scholar in the Syracuse University, USA. She was twice selected as a SAYSSP Scholar by the University of the Free State, Bloemfontein, South Africa, and the International Institute for Applied Systems Analysis. She presents papers in national and international fora and has published 3 books and many journal articles. She is a sought-after speaker and has delivered over 250 talks on different aspects of public policy to national and global audiences. Her academic experience. Dr. Kalpana pursues her academic interests as Senior Research Fellow in the National Institute of Urban Affairs, New Delhi. She's a visiting faculty fellow in the Institute of Social and Economic Change, Bangalore, member in the Advisory Board, AIMS School of Business, Bangalore. She's a member of Academic Council, Mahatma Gandhi Kashi Vidyapith, Varanasi. She's a member of MDP Advisory Committee, Presidency University, Bangalore, and she's a Chief Editorial Advisor and member of Editorial Advisory Board of IJBST, IJASRW, and IFERP Journal. Some of her awards and achievements. Dr. Kalpana is a recipient of Mother Teresa Empowerment Award for Outstanding Contribution to Excellence in Leadership. She's a recipient of International Human Rights Award under the Women of Courage category, recipient of Sexy Brilliant COVID Leadership Award, and she was recognized as a Great Warrior of Humanity by the International Human Rights Advisory Council. She's a LinkedIn Wonder Woman and inspirational leader. She was facilitated and awarded citations, commendations, and appreciations by Bangalore University, NITTE University, Yenepoya University, Mysore University, and many more. She stewarded the NLM UNESCO 2020 Award for Karnataka with her work in literacy, and she also stewarded the Karnataka Ratna Award for Kaveri Handicrafts. Some of her professional membership. She is an advisor in Akshay Patra Foundation, Bangalore Women Forum, Grassroots Research and Advocacy Movement in Mysore. She is a member Advisory Panel Center for Health and Development, Advisory Board World Congress on Women and YWCA. And she has active social media presence in LinkedIn, YouTube, academia.edu and ssrn.com. On behalf of Dr. MGR Educational and Research Institute, we really thank her for gracing us with her presence and wish her good luck for all her future endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you, Akshaya. Now the most awaited time has arrived. Without any further delay, I welcome our speaker for the day, Dr. Kalpana Gopalan, to proceed with their presentation. Madam, you can take over the session.
Thank you very much for that very kind introduction. Vanakkam. டாக்டர் எம்ஜிஆர் பல்கலைக்கழக துணைவேந்தர் அவர்களுக்கும் டீன் அவர்களுக்கும் மனிதவள மேலாண்மை துறையை சேர்ந்த எல்லோருக்கும் என் வாழ்த்துக்கள். Good afternoon to all and thank you all for being here and having me here this afternoon. My agenda for today is simple. As the COVID-19 pandemic unfolds, organizations are facing new and multiple challenges. I will discuss these challenges from a HR perspective, first presenting the changes that we observe and may expect in a COVID concurrent and post-COVID world, and then the human resource management issues arising from them, and finally, some actionable solutions to address them. 2008 was a wake-up call. Since the subprime crisis, organizations have had to remain alert and adaptive to unforeseen events, but the attempts were gradual, sporadic, and discreet. Then came COVID-19. As the pandemic swept across the earth, organizations started facing challenges that are unprecedented in experience and unparalleled in scope. This is forcing managers to deep dive in to find immediate workable solutions to operational and technical issues, while concurrently addressing socio-psychological and personnel management issues arising out of the changes. Looking at the post-COVID and COVID concurrent world, I perceive some major shifts in the nature and functioning of the workplace. These shifts have important implications for human resource management, not the least because workplace changes create disruptions to employee psyche and practice. The changes demand that HR managers remain responsive and adaptive as they organize and manage their workforce and enable their personnel to cope with radical changes in the work environment. Let me elaborate on some of these challenges. First, the technology challenge. COVID-19 has increased digitalization in all spheres of our professional world, whether it is education, healthcare, governance, or entertainment. Even if there is a partial post-pandemic return to business as usual, it is clear that many companies will adopt digital technologies much more than before COVID-19. This means that laggard organizations will have to quickly digitalize or be wiped out. Employees who are unused to online modes of working have to be retrained or let go. Fortunately, this is good news for many of us. India has demonstrated that work from home has gone beyond our quotidian processes and scaled new innovative heights. Recently, my daughter, who is a lawyer, completed two major corporate transactions, the Facebook Geo deal and the Google Geo deal. These two transactions set a new standard in remote negotiation, with extensive M&A dialogue happening online, even including due diligence and agreement negotiations. Transactions of this magnitude, especially transnational ones, usually involve considerable travel and face-to-face meetings by the higher management and their financial and legal advisors. Yet, incredibly, all this was accomplished online and remotely. So, welcome to the world of technology and the internet. The second shift that we observe is the emergence of work from home practices. The remote working challenge is perhaps one of the most salient challenges arising from out of the pandemic. For the HR manager, this involves adjusting employees to drastically altered work conditions, training, and implementing new workplace policies and procedures to limit human contact. Talent acquisition and development, discipline, benefits and compensation all introduce their own challenges in a remote work environment. HR needs to start now, collaborating closely with finance, IT, and other departments to develop and implement new protocols for work from home. The third shift that we may expect is the advent of the gig economy. The gig economy is one in which people are their own brand, traversing organizations as freelancers as the need dictates. Even before COVID-19, we were seeing permanent employers like governments and universities cutting down on hiring and increasingly outsourcing even their core functions. As we exit the pandemic, while some talent may still be found within organizations, others will be delivered through freelancers. The time is not far off when each of us will have to get used to becoming a freelancer. Remote hiring of technical talent will become the norm. While this may be perceived as creating job insecurity, it is not necessarily a bad thing or even a new one. Take a surgeon. She is attached to one hospital, but she consults in many hospitals. Some even consult online and earns remuneration from multiple organizations. In a gig economy, a talented and skilled individual can peddle her expertise across organizations and be paid by all of them. Remote hiring of talent will become the norm, with corporate positions opening up to skilled candidates everywhere, prioritizing skills over pedigree and geography, all of which is good news for both the economy and the talent pool. In a gig economy, identification and retention for repeat hiring is critical, even more so as on-the-job orientation factor is absent. In the longer term, companies' reputations among candidates will depend on how employees are treated during the crisis. Therefore, it is a good idea to keep your talent pipeline full and maintain contact with prospective rehires and new hires. The fourth HR challenge is the blurring of work-life boundaries. In addition to managing the increased strain that can result from transitioning to remote working, employees have had to manage increased childcare concerns with the widespread suspension of schools and childcare services and cope with constant concern over the health and safety of family and friends. HR's role in monitoring and maintaining morale thus becomes even more crucial. Keeping employees engaged, enthused, and productive is one of HR's most valuable roles. It is a good idea to begin a formal process for checking in with remote employees to ask how they are dealing with the added stress during the crisis. Fifth, loneliness. At first glance, work-family interconnections seem particularly demanding for employees with children, but single and childless workers are not immune to their negative consequences. They may be at greater risk of loneliness, a felt lack of purpose, social exclusion, and associated negative effects on well-being. Organizations may want to begin addressing this issue by adopting a more inclusive approach to supporting all employees, considering diverse forms of family status. The current panacea for balancing social connections embraced by many organizations involves virtual socialization opportunities such as virtual lunches, coffee breaks, and happy hours. So far, we have looked at HR issues primarily from the employee's perspective. From the organization's perspective, these issues can be clubbed under the generic label of the erosion of the PE fit, the person-environment fit. PE fit theory posits that individuals are attracted to and selected by organizations whose work environments reflect their own values, cultures, and work features. However, when the work environment that supports the PE fit is drastically altered, as is happening in response to the pandemic, the growing chasm between an individual's needs and the work environment causes experiences of misfit. In normal circumstances, a nurturing culture is an antidote to the erosion of the PE fit. But in present circumstances, organizations need to look for non-traditional ways of personnel management. Two possible solutions arise, one from the realm of entrepreneurship and another organically from the emergence of the gig economy. Entrepreneurs regularly confront dynamic and ambiguous environments. They manage to thrive because of the premium that they place on autonomy, their ability to craft the perfect job regardless of circumstances, their tolerance of uncertainty, their leveraging alternative, domain-specific sources of social support such as positive customer feedback and a proactive approach to new situations. HR managers may do well to cultivate and encourage the entrepreneurial mindset among their traditional flock. The second glimmer of hope arises naturally from a gig economy. After all of us who have worked anywhere, in any workplace, recognize that a workplace is not a uniformly nurturing setting. Office politics, nepotism, gossip, backbiting, all these abound in a traditional workplace. In a way, the collapse of the conventional setting may signal a welcome death knell to such unsavory aspects of an office. The gig economy and pervasive freelancing necessarily brings in cooperation and coordination across sectoral silos. As freelancing becomes prevalent, teams will be self-created rather than being curated by leaders, and will be more interdependent, collaborative, agile, and flexible. All this demands that we build up networks and skills, build each other up professionally with no room for envy, undercutting, backbiting, or jealousy. So, dear friends, I have highlighted suggestions for HR practice in navigating some of the challenges in today's organizations as they respond to the grand challenge of COVID-19. The pandemic is likely to have profound socio-psychological, physical, and technical implications for employees as they attempt to adjust to their drastically altered work environments. COVID-19 has forced HR managers to help their personnel cope with and adjust to their newly altered work environment. Taking effective action requires leaders to conduct advanced planning and make strategic management decisions, all of which will rely heavily on the advice and insight that only human resources can provide. Thank you all very much. Mikka Nandri. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Thank you so much for delivering a wonderful and informative session. I now call upon Ms. Vasanthi, Assistant Professor from the Department of Human Resource Management, to deliver the vote of thanks.
As we express our gratitude, we must never forget that highest appreciation is not utter words but to live by them. Good evening to all my participants. It is now my pleasant duty to propose the vote of thanks. I express my sincere gratitude to our Vice Chancellor, Dr. Geeta Lakshmi, for gracing the occasion amidst the multifarious activities. On behalf of our management and Department of Human Resource Management, I express my deep sense of appreciation to our guest speaker, Dr. Kalpana Gopalan, for her excellent coverage on HR challenges and opportunities. Thank you, Madam. I would like to place on records our sincere thanks to our Dr. Malini and Dr. Ramlingam, Joint Registrars. Our hearty thanks to Dean Dr. Manivannan for the perfect logistic support and guidance. I thank all the participants for registering in large numbers. I thank our head of the department, Dr. Jayam, and my colleagues, Ms. Ramya and Niveda, for anchoring this program. We are fortunate enough to be backed by the dedicated tech team, Ms. Akshaya and Mr. Ganesh Babu. Thank you, one and all. Have a pleasant evening.
Thank you, madam. At this happy moment, we would like to present our appreciation certificate to the chief guest. I request Ms. Akshaya to display the appreciation certificate. Thank you, Ms. Akshaya. Dear participants, the feedback assessment form will be available in YouTube description box. You are requested to complete and submit the form before today 7 p.m. Later, the form will be deactivated. The e-certificate for participants will be sent to register email within 3 working days. As per our norms, we request you to complete the participation link in before 7 p.m. We have come to an end of the program. Hope everyone has gained knowledge. With the satisfaction of presenting good webinar, we wish to sign off and meet you in the next program. Don't forget to submit a feedback form and subscribe our YouTube channel, Dr. MGR University Phase 2 Digital Learning, for further updates about our programs and videos. Thank you.